Hello everybody and welcome back. In today's video I'm going to show you how to choose 3 bosses in Elden Ring. And in the 3 fights I'm going to be showing you, you're not actually going to have to fight 2 of the bosses. I'm just going to be going into the area to show you, but the other one you're going to have to actually get to stage 2. So let's get started. For this first one we're going to be choosing Commander Niall. He's a pain and you probably ran into him before and there was no cheeses available. Not quite like this. I know there is the window that you can use and another one that is a little bit less effective, usually just stat builds that they give you. But all the ones that I'm going to be showing you today are ones that have actually been found by me. And for this one you're going to be at the Castle Soul main gate grace point and you're going to be working your way around the castle. So it's a pretty easy one to do. Most people actually do have trouble with doing these because they don't get enough distance and they don't know if it works or not, but it does work. It just takes a lot of time trying to get the right angles for it. I guarantee you this video is going to be working for you, so if it doesn't work for you, just go back and rewatch the part that you're not getting past. Just remember at this part, you're just going to want to try and get the farthest you can with your jump. If you can see right there, in the middle of that rock is probably the furthest point sticking out, so I'm going to try and save my jump for the last second. And as well with my double jump, I saved that for as long as I possibly can as well. And you want to also hang a little bit to the right because some of these rocks can be real depending on the terrain that they're built with and the engine. But that last bit's a little bit more convoluted than you're actually going to need to be worrying about, because if you follow exactly where I do go in this video, then you'll have no problem and it'll be pretty straightforward. And here any second now you're going to be seeing that the terrain's disappearing, and this means that the ground's going to be turning fake for the boss at the area above, which is Commander Niall, and he's going to fall through the map and he's going to be killed. With his death you're going to be given the items for defeating the boss and the runes that you would get from defeating him as well. And for the next boss we're going to be traveling to the Grand Lift of Rolled Grace Point. If you haven't gotten it already, make sure you get to the snow area and take the lift after the capital and work your way down, and you'll eventually run into this boss. And you may have guessed what boss I'm actually talking about. It's going to be the Black Blade Kindred. And he's pretty easy to defeat on his own, but depending on if it's your first playthrough and your playstyle, he might be a little bit difficult. For me, all I'm doing is running right past him, and I do actually get hit here a couple of times because I'm just not very good. And once I've made it past him and summoned my torrent back because he got clapped on the way down here, you're going to scale along the side of this cliff edge and work your way up to this rock. And once you're on this rock, you don't jump off like I do at that direction, but rather the other direction, which is this way. And it doesn't require a very good jump. As you can see, I didn't get a very good jump. It was half-heartedly done. But here, after about a minute and a half worth of falling, you're going to actually be getting this other boss to be dying as well. And I'd also like to take a second, if you haven't already, to take a moment and subscribe to my channel. It would help out a lot, and leave a like on the video if this helped you out at all. If you're having any troubles with any of the stuff that I'm doing in this video or any of my other videos, please feel free to comment, because I'll get to them and I'll try and make sure I do my best to help you and work through it, and hopefully we can get it working for you. But as you can see, I was given some runes right there, and any second now this could scare the bejeebus out of you, but that enemy felled notification will kind of come out of nowhere sometimes and it'll kind of scare you a little bit. And as you can see, I've been given the rewards for killing the gargoyle, and then I'm just going to be teleporting over to the foot of the forge. And you're probably wondering when I do say when I'm going to these graces, either the Grand Lift of Rolled or the Castle Soul main gate or this foot of the forge, that when I show the map I'm actually teleporting back out to the grace site for the boss that we have actually defeated. And if you don't recognize already, or even the path that we took, we're going to be fighting the Fire Giant. But this one is going to be the boss that I was talking to you about, where we have to actually get him to the stage 2. But for this boss, he's actually kind of a pain to fight just organically, but the stage 2 is even more absurd because of how much he's moving, and it's hard to just land any hits on him in general after that point. So once you've gotten him to his stage 2, you're just going to follow the path that I do. As you can see, I got him to his stage 2, and the reason it's actually required for this boss is you need that cinematic to go off in order to actually defeat him. So after you've gotten him to his stage 2, you can run over here. And the reason why I'm actually going over here instead of right to the edge of the cliff is just to get a reference point. I use that ledge of rocks right there just to kind of angle right towards the rock that I'm going for. And right here, I just save my double jump for a little bit, and you just keep swinging your sword. And just like the last two, you're going to keep doing that until you get given the runes and the items for defeating the boss, which I believe I only get a remembrance right here. And some things to keep in mind are that you absolutely need to have him in stage 2. He needs to go through his cinematic, and you're just going to want to keep falling until he does end up dying. And you'll see it go up just like the other ones, but he actually kind of sticks around. But if you actually don't get him defeated when you've done this and you've been falling for quite a long time, just go ahead and restart and run back here and get him back to the stage 2, because he might not be close enough to the rock when you jumped off. When you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure he kind of gets to you a little bit, because if he's too far back, this glitch won't work. But as you can see, I got given the runes and the remembrance for killing him. And that's about all she wrote, because all these bosses are pretty easy to take out, given there are easy cheeses to do where you have little to no fighting for most of them. And right here, I'm just actually going to go up and confirm that he's been taken out, because he's probably one of the tougher ones that you're going to run into. And just some key notes to remember at this point: if you're having any troubles doing any of this, go back and rewatch the video and try and copy exactly what I do, down to the angle, down to the second jump that you do, and all of it just kind of adds up and helps you get this out of the way. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to drop a subscription, a like, and a comment down below. Thank you very much for watching.